Hello, how you doing? Your friend Santos from Wealth Harbor. Welcome to another video. And I'm really happy you're back. That's pretty amazing. And thanks for all of you that have been sending messages and comments as well. I really appreciate. And today I want to talk a little bit about how life is like a really real surprise. Like, you really never know what's gonna happen, and I think one of the most valuable lessons is to learn to adapt. Like, I think, or at least in my experience, that has been kind of like a skill that I have been putting in practice a lot. I have been learning a lot, but also it has putting my life in a very critical moments where I just need to adapt to the new situation. And part of this adaptation that we need to be able to do during life, I think it's a very important thing to have the good knowledge. I think that's really, really important, but also something that it's really important as well. Like, if you can find a mentor that has been there before, also that's a really good way to learn from other people who already been there, so you can learn and then you can adapt easier or faster, or just to kind of like help you to grow through it, right? It's all about the growth, because just a few weeks ago I have been going through a lot in my life, in terms of what we have been talking about money, but also like moving to another city, actually moving to another country. So that's kind of like really important to learn to adapt. When I moved to the US a few years ago, I was glad that I was able to speak the language. I know my English is not 100%. It's not like my first language, but at least I was able to communicate with people. I was able to have conversations with people and to understand what was happening around me. And I can imagine for people moving to another country where they don't know the language and they have that language barrier, and I bet that must be hard. I remember years ago, my first time being on the United States. I was just visiting United States, and I barely knew English. Like, one of those times where you have been studying English for such a long time, but it's just like in a classroom, right? With books and stuff. And then I went to the United States, and man, I wasn't able to speak English at all. Of course, yeah, the normal thing, like the hello, how are you, my name is blah blah blah, right? But man, it was so hard. I was just catching up only like 5, maybe 10% of a conversation. It was really hard. But for those who are learning a new language, it's really hard. I mean, if you're like over 15 years old, if you're over 15 years old, when you're younger, it's really easy. But honestly, that's one of the biggest process of adaptation processes. Like, you want to be able to put yourself on that situation. Like, even if you don't understand what's people, what are they saying, but you stay there. Try to catch up any word, anything you can. Just do it. I know it's very hard, but you gotta put yourself on that situation. I know friends, and they let's say they they wanted to learn English, and they got this this program where they go to another family in Canada or maybe United States to learn English, right? And then they're with the family, but then they found Mexican friends or people who will speak the same language, and they will hang out 80% of the day with that people and only 20% with the family, or trying to engage, trying to understand what's the conversations that they're having. And that's not the right way. That people, those friends, and they did that, they're not speaking English right now. They are the same, and they're still saying, oh, English is such a hard language to learn and stuff. But it's not about the language. If we really think about it, or in my experience, like, it's not about the language. It's how willing you are to learn, so you can put yourself on those hard situations where, honestly, sometimes you seems like a dumb person, because you're there and you're like, yeah, sure, right? And you like, they ask you a question and you can't answer, right? Yeah, it's true. Sometimes you feel dumb, right? But it's okay. It's okay. Like, you want to put yourself in that situation when you feel uncomfortable. You want to be there. Stay there. And in one point, you're going to start catching up more words, catching up more phrases. And soon enough, you're going to be understanding 100% of the conversation, but also throwing some of the words, like speaking that language. But I think it's kind of like the same thing, in many areas in your life. It's like you don't want to be the beginner pretty much in something. You don't want to be the beginner of learning how to manage your financial situation. You don't want to feel dumb, like you don't know how to, start a business, or how to manage people, or, learn sport. You want to put yourself in that situation. Give yourself a chance to be a beginner one more time. It's okay to start from zero. It's okay that you don't know the answer of that topic at that moment. It's okay. Give yourself an opportunity to go through those mistakes, to like I don't know the answer. It's okay, but I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna find the answer, and that's how you make things happen. So this is a very short video. I just wanted to share this because in this channel, it's pretty much what we are gonna learn. What we are going through this together. We're gonna learn about finances. We're gonna learn about money. We're gonna learn about more economics, and it's okay if you don't have the answer right away. And that's why I'm gonna be sharing all of that knowledge. Everything I'm learning, I want to share that with you. So we learn together. We may have the same questions at the same time. Maybe you have questions that I didn't come up with, and you're like, hey, and we help each other. So that's the main point. Let's give us a chance to be beginners. Give yourself a chance to start from zero. It's okay, because imagine 5 years from now, you didn't give the chance to start from zero, and now you're like in the same situation, probably worse in your life, right? And you're like, okay, I want to start. And then you're like, oh, damn, I thought about this 5 years ago. And then you start thinking like, damn, I really wanted to do that, but I wasn't willing to do it. And now I waste 5 years of my life, So that's the thing. To me, it's like no regrets. Give yourself a chance. Let's be, let's give yourself a chance to be a beginner. It's okay. And then we go from zero, and then we're gonna learn, and we're gonna grow. And at one point, you're gonna see in the point where you were. Now let's say in 5 years from now, you're gonna see how far you we have been growing on how far we already got. So that's a quick video. I hope you are fine. I hope you're having a great time with your family on your own. And remember, hit that subscribe button if you like this type of content. Comment below what other topics you want me to talk about, and we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna do research and we're gonna start posting. And stay tuned. Turn on those notifications. All right, see you in the next one.